Purpagoose, Goblin Cleanup. So what happens after the adventurer clears the dungeon, kills all the foes, collects all the loot? Somebody's got to clean up that mess, put everything back the way it was, and get it ready for the next adventure, and that's where we come in, the Goblin Cleanup crew. This is a demo, but the scope kind of blew me away when I opened the game. You can see there are 5 dungeons, and clicking on the first dungeon, there are 4 floors and 12 levels. That's an awful lot of content. I don't know how much is accessible in the demo. So here we are in the Goblin Cleanup Staff Lounge. Not too shabby. There's a wardrobe here, we can check out our fit. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know I was so cute. Looking pretty good. Looking ready to clean up a dungeon. Let's get to it. Here we are in the entrance. You can see it's chained off so no adventurers come in. Let's go in and check out what we have to work with. Alright. Yeah, they've really left this place a mess. If we press tab, we have our objectives. You can see. There are a few rooms in here, and we have to clean up all the meat. We have to clean up all the blood, put everything back the way it was. This little chest here, this is a mimic. We can give him a name. Let's call him Chaz. Chaz the chest. And he is a hungry little guy if we get too close. Yeah, he's gonna eat us. And we spawn in the staff lounge. But he can also help us if we come from behind here, pick him up. We can feed him all this loose meat. Who knows what foes were vanquished to cause this kind of a mess. So let's go around and clear up all this meat first. Very tasty. Alright, that looks pretty good. And just so we don't run the risk of getting eaten again, I'm going to put him down in this corridor. There we go. And next I think we should work on all this blood on the floor. And how are we going to do that? Well, we mop it up, of course. We've got this staff here with a pointy end. If we go over to this machine, spawn in a slime, and just kind of grab them, we could just go around and mop up this blood. No problem. Very helpful little guy. I will say maybe the animations for this slime, maybe it's a little out of pocket. He looks a little distressed. Makes me feel kind of bad, but we gotta clean up. Alright, and now that he's kind of met his end, we can go over to the mimic, Chaz, and feed him the perished slime, and grab another one. We'll just go around like this and clean up the blood. And it's a dirty job, but, you know, somebody's gotta do it. Alright, so this room looks pretty good in terms of the blood. And you can see there's these kind of ghostly outlines of objects. And that indicates where we need to place some items to restore the room back to how it should be. Let's grab this barrel over here. Should go right there. Perfect. Oh, here's a bench. This needs to go over here. Grab this bench. Put it right here. Let's take this torch and put it back on the wall. It's gotten pretty dark in here. And we have this mana orb. He's a little dragon, and he can help us activate things like this torch. And he can actually also help us bring down things like this vine here. And past here lies the rest of the dungeon we'll have to clean up. But first, let's put these barrels back. And this one here. Beautiful. Alright, yeah. I think we've done an excellent job cleaning this room. So let's grab Chaz and take him to the next part of the dungeon. I do see a torch here we need to restore. There we go. There are going to be some traps and other things that can kill us. So there are these altars here where we can respawn so we don't have to come all the way back from the employee lounge. Alright, Chaz. Here's some fresh meat for you. There's a giant stone crusher right here, but if we're slick, we can slip right under. Holo Graphic sticker drop. Get it in the Purpa shop. Holo Graphic sticker drop. Get it in the Purpa shop. Oh. There's a little trap on the ground there. We'll have to be careful for that. Let's put Chaz down somewhere safe, just for a minute, so we can examine the surroundings. There's some kind of tripwire or something right here? I see something sparkly. Interesting. You have to be on the lookout for traps. I think these buttons just set off these spike traps. So as long as we're mindful of that, I don't think we're in any danger of dying to that. Here's a table. Firstly, let's put the table back. And some chairs. Barrel. Oh yeah. Can go right here. A couple benches. Get this stuff off the floor. Firstly, let's restore this. And once we get all this stuff off the floor, we can eat all the meat with our mimic. There's a small chair here that goes over in this little corner. There we go. And some of this stuff in this room might go elsewhere in the dungeon. So if we can't find a space for it, maybe that's alright. Bring the chest over here. Perfect. See if we can grab this right over here. And I actually just spied with my little eye an altar back here. There we go. Let's enable that so we don't have to come back from so far away. Restore another chair. These barrels can go right here. Perfect. Looks like somebody set off this arrow trap and a few of these launched. Let's just restore these. There we go. One's still missing. Maybe we'll find it elsewhere. We can take this and kind of throw it over there for now. This golden thing, I'm just going to throw it in the middle of the room so we don't have to jump over this tripwire. I'm assuming that'll set off these arrows, but you know what? Let's just find out for the sake of science. Whoa! Okay, that was definitely pretty frightening, but we dodged it. We did dodge it, so could have been worse. We'll throw some meat over there, grab this little bench. Cool. Off the wire. Whoa! Okay, we set off the wire again. No problem. Maybe, you know what, let's just leave these until we're ready to leave this room so we don't keep setting that off. That goes right there. Let's take this barrel, put it with these other barrels. That makes sense. This bench can go here. This barrel we'll take, bring it over here. Perfect. So down here, we're still missing one chair, one bench, and a table. And I don't see those things down here, so they must be elsewhere. There's also this chest, which I don't think goes down here, so I'm just going to throw it that way so we can take it to other parts of the dungeon. Oh wait, I didn't see this stuff over here. Perfect. This goes right here. There we go. And there is a chair. Right there. Now, we will have to check out the area up here in a second. There are some buttons. We must be very wary of traps. Another barrel stack. I don't know what you call that. A barrel bundle. And another golden object here. I did see in our objectives, refill golden chest. And there's a golden chest right here. Gonna be pretty careful. It says place 3 gold items inside and close the chest. Okay, and one happens to be right here. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but you know, loot for the next adventure. We gotta reset that. Grab this nice shiny object. And of course, a chalice. Adventurers go crazy for a golden chalice. And then close the lid. Cool. And now that's marked off. Carefully exit this area, but before we do that, let's replenish these torches here. I'm throwing these extra objects out of this room so we can take them elsewhere in the dungeon. But I am just about ready to start feeding our mimic, so let's grab him. Come here, Jazz. Fresh meat. I do think this game would be pretty fun with a few of your friends. I don't know how many people can join in the multiplayer lobbies. I don't know if it's just 2-player co-op or several people. Either way, it would be fun. And that looks like all of the meat. I'm going to put Chaz back away. Right there. And get to this blood. I thought about naming these guys, but maybe it wouldn't be very productive. It's pretty fun to poke them right out of the air. It does make me a little sad when I see the distressed slime animation can appear. Be careful not to set off the traps. Oh, I guess we missed this before. That should go somewhere else in the dungeon. And I think this room is actually very clean. I think we're just missing one table and, from the looks of it, one arrow. So I'm sure we'll find that elsewhere. Let's make our way towards the opposite side. Throw our stuff past the giant smasher here. Oh! We didn't make it. We didn't make it, but we can res right here, so no worries. Really thought we made it there. Where did this meat come from? Oh. Oh, it came from us. Well, that reminds me, I do have to grab the mimic. And let's mop up our own blood. We'll grab a slime. It does feel a bit weird feeding our own meat to Chaz. I think maybe let's try to not get smashed again. And one more. Oh, whoa, that was pretty close. There we go. There we go, Chaz. Eat up. We can also hand feed him, but it's a little more risky. I like picking him up and feeding him that way. Just put him down and mop up a little bit. It's a very risky place to mop. Clean up over here. I was a lot closer to that than I thought. Okay, no problem. There's a little bit of blood right under. It's kind of scary, but we have to do it. It's our job. Man, I hope we get paid pretty well for this. Alright, that looks all clean. Let's cross that and never cross it again. Actually, that's not true. We have to replace a couple more things in there. While we're kind of working on this hallway here, let's enable this altar. Let's grab this barrel over here. I saw that they can go right here. And this, I think, can go right there. A chest. I'm not sure if I saw a place for a chest, so I'm going to just throw it a little farther in. I think the next room is past those ominous slicing devices there. So this part of the hallway just needs 2 barrels and a bench. And I guess everything else is just in the next part of the room. Oh, here's a couple barrels. Perfect. Let's grab Chaz. Come on, Chaz. We've got more dungeon to clean. And look, a little more meat for you. Delicious. Alright, let's cross these chopping devices. Let's put Chaz down for a second. Take a look. We've got a lot of meat, a lot of swinging mace balls. Doesn't look too difficult. I'm not sure about this thing. It's supposed to go up on this kind of altar, but... Alright. Whoa! Alright. Well, maybe we don't want this guy to be up here quite yet. We'll restore him closer to the end. Luckily, these axes are pretty easy to dodge. There's already a mimic in here. Just so we don't get eaten, I'm gonna put him, I guess, out in this hallway. There we go. There's a bench right in the middle here. That can go in this little area over here. We need a bundle of barrels for there. Okay, there's a table with some of these smaller chairs. These maces are very easy to dodge, which is great news. There's a bundle of barrels right here. And look at this. It's that missing arrow that we needed from earlier. I'm going to take this and kind of throw it in the direction of the other room. We'll get that when we inevitably head back that way. There's this big table here. Oh, and there's an altar behind it. We should probably enable that. I saw that this round table goes up on this platform up there. Dodge some spikes. Perfect. And this chair also goes right here. Nice. Let's restore this torch. I do love this little dragon guy. He's very round and cute. Let's grab these 2 barrels. They're not too far away from where they belong. There we go. And on this side, what do we need? Only thing to restore here is 1 chest. We've definitely seen that. So let's take this little stool and bring it over here. Then I saw another one right there. Let's restore this table. The section's looking pretty good besides all the meat and blood, but we'll get to that. We'll clean it up. Let's take this chest and plop it over here. This stack of barrels, I think, is right on the other side of this wall. Yeah, that worked. Cool. This one barrel. Oh, here's a place. Let's restore this. I'm gonna kind of just throw some of this meat into the center of the room for easier cleanup. It seems like everything is restored, so anything else in here has to go elsewhere in the dungeon. Oh, let's restore this. So I'll just take this bench and kind of chuck it out as far as I can. You know what I'm realizing? I don't think there's a slime dispenser in this part of the dungeon. Alright, well first things first, let's grab Chaz. Oh wait, this one's not Chaz. This is some stranger. We don't know you. Let's grab Chaz. It's feeding time. I don't know where he puts it all, but it's pretty helpful anyway. We just have to be mindful of where the spikes are while we're looking down at the ground, collecting all this meat. We've eaten all the meat in the dungeon, so Chaz's job is just about done. I'm going to put him right here in the hallway. And we have to make our way back somewhat towards the front of the dungeon, so we can grab some slimes to clean up. There's a little trick with the slimes. You can actually combine a few of them, grab them, and bring them all. That way you don't have to keep going back and forth. Alright, let's put down our slimes here. I guess I should have grabbed one with a pitchfork also, but I'm sure we'll have to make a trip back anyway. It's one slime perished. Here we go, stranger chest. You know what? If you're going to be helping us out here, let's see if we can give him a name. Let's call him Chester. I think that name suits such a creature. Let's get back to our mopping. Clean up around this ominous eye pedestal. I think this game's a little genius. Combining the satisfaction of like a cleaning game with dodging traps. And I'm sure as the dungeons go on, they get more difficult. Let's grab more slimes. Gonna make sure to grab one with the pitchfork and combine a few here. I'm not sure how many you can combine. Oh, they explode if you combine too many. So it looks like 3 is the max. You could tell if there's 3 by the amount of sets of eyes. So let's grab this guy and bring him with us. So we'll have 4 total. And you know what? While we're right here, let's clean up this hallway section. It's looking pretty good in here. We're definitely making progress. Grab from our slime stack. Alright, this is our last slime from the slime stack. Let's feed it to Chester and go back to the starter room. Oh, this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slimes on him. Okay. Let's grab one more for our pitchfork. And run back to the dungeon. Effortlessly dodged. I was thinking, why a goblin for cleaning up a dungeon would maybe something like an elf or like a novice magician might be able to use magic and do a faster job, but then I realized, realistically speaking, goblin labor is probably pretty cheap, and goblins are kind of treated as expendable. I guess it kind of makes sense. Alright. Well, I think this room is all cleared up. Apparently there are 2 blood stains left, 5 mana objects. Let's see, gonna drop this slime, see if there are any more torches to restore. Oh, here's one. One torch we have to restore. Okay, so I don't think we'll come back to this room. So I'm gonna set this eye on the pedestal and get the heck out of there. And start bringing this other stuff down the hall. Throw it past the rock crusher. Oh, here's a torch to restore. Take this table and run right past the crusher. No sweat at all. And that should be this arrow trap restored. Jump over the trap. Not too bad, not too shabby. Restore this table. Perfect. There are 3 mana objects and 2 bloodstains. Oh, here's a mana object. That leaves 2 left. We're just sort of doing our last sweeps of the area just to make sure everything is set back the way it should be. Okay, this room looks pretty good. You can actually press Z to mark where bloodstains are, so I see them over there. Oh, they're on the wall. Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Let's go back and grab a slime. Oh, here's one. Perfect. Clean those up. Perfect. And 2 mana objects. Okay. This is a mana object. So I guess let's put this back up. Alright, that counted for 1. And then maybe there's one more torch in here? Ah, here it is. Hey, that's everything. Awesome. But let's go back to the lounge. We can take our break now. Staff room, no trespassing. You never notice the staff door when you're running through the dungeon. Cool. That was a job well done. Time to punch out. Perfect. Our reward, some company tickets, and experience to level up. I think we did pretty well overall. Hey, and we've unlocked a new level too. Taking a look, there's going to be some customization at some point, which will be pretty fun. The default outfit is not bad though. I tend to have a pretty positive perspective on a lot of games I play on this channel, but this one especially. It's a free multiplayer demo right now. I highly recommend picking it up if it seems like something you'd enjoy. I'm Purpagoose, this is Goblin Cleanup. Please subscribe if you're able. Join our Discord community. Pick up the limited edition holographic sticker drop while you can. I'll be back with another video very soon, and I'll see you then.